So the osmosis is the process in which solvent molecule flows into the solution through semi-permeable membrane. Suppose that this is semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane. What is this semi-permeable membrane? Semi-permeable membrane is the membrane which allows only solvent molecule to pass through it and not the solute molecule. Not the solute molecule. That membrane is called a semi-permeable membrane. And when we kept solvent on one side of the semi-permeable membrane and solution on another side of semi-permeable membrane. When we kept the solvent and solution on two sides of the semi-permeable membrane, then these solvent molecule pass through the semi-permeable membrane into the solution and dilute it. This process is called as osmosis. This process is called as osmosis. That is the unidirectional flow of solvent molecule into the solution through semi-permeable membrane is called as osmosis. Okay. Another process is, instead of solvent, if we take two solutions, and kept semi-permeable membrane here, solution 1 and solution 2, then flow of solvent molecule takes place from solution of higher concentration to the solution of lower concentration to solution of higher concentration. Suppose that it has a solution 1 has a lower concentration, solution 2 has a higher concentration, then flow of solvent molecule takes place from lower concentration to higher concentration. So this is osmosis. Osmosis now we can define in a two way, that is flow of solvent molecule from solvent to solution, flow of solvent molecule into the solution through semi-permeable membrane is called as osmosis. Second, flow of solvent molecule from solution of lower concentration to the solution of higher concentration is called as osmosis. So osmosis is the process in which flow of solvent molecule takes place from lower concentration to higher concentration or from solvent to solution to dilute that solution. So in this way this process continues till concentration of both the solutions becomes equal. So the process goes towards the equilibrium. So this is osmosis process. See the diffusion. Diffusion is what? It is the movement of solute molecule. Movement of solute molecule from the solution of higher concentration towards the solution of lower concentration. This is opposite process that of osmosis, and here in solvent molecule flows only, but here solute molecule passes as well as solvent molecule also. There is a moment of solvent molecule also. So diffusion is the process in which solute molecules passes from high concentration to lower concentration, and here in this case solvent molecule passes from lower concentration to higher concentration. Let's see the difference between the osmosis. There are certain points which defines the difference between osmosis and diffusion. Difference between the osmosis and diffusion. Osmosis and diffusion. Osmosis and diffusion. Let's see here. Osmosis. First condition is what? Osmosis to occur, there must be semi-permeable membrane. So it requires semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane. Here in diffusion there is no requirement of semi-permeable membrane. No requirement of semi-permeable membrane. So first difference between diffusion and osmosis, it requires semi-permeable membrane. There is no requirement of semi-permeable membrane in diffusion. Second, here only solvent molecule moves. Only solvent molecule moves. Solvent molecule moves. Here in this case both solvent and solute moves. Both solvent and solute moves. Now this, if we look at the osmosis process, it is limited to solutions only. Osmosis occurs only in solutions, limited to solutions only. But the phenomenon of diffusion is not limited to solutions, it also occurs in gases. So it's common in gases as well as solutions. Gases and also in solution. Common in gases as well as solution. See here, in case the flow of solvent molecules, takes place from lower concentration to higher concentration. Low concentration to higher concentration. And in case of the diffusion, the flow of molecules takes place from higher concentration towards lower concentration. So opposite to that of osmosis diffusion, here high concentration to low concentration flow of molecule takes place. And last, the important concept is when we apply the pressure on opposite side, that is when we apply here solvent molecule moves from solution, moves towards solution. So when we apply pressure from this side, solution side, this solvent molecule moves from solution to solvent side, opposite side. So by applying pressure we can reverse the process. So reverse osmosis is possible. Reverse osmosis is possible by applying pressure. That pressure is we call osmotic pressure. So reverse osmosis is here. So reverse osmosis, but here no reverse process is possible. No reverse process possible. So this is basic difference between the osmosis and diffusion. These are 5 points which distinguish osmosis and diffusion. It requires semi-permeable membrane. It doesn't require semi-permeable membrane. Only solvent molecule moves here in case of osmosis. But here solvent as well as solute molecule moves from one solution to another solutions. This process of osmosis is limited only to solutions. It occurs only in solutions, but it occurs in common in gases. This common in gases. Here low concentration to high concentration flow of solvent molecule took place. Here in case solute molecule pass from high concentration to low concentration, and here reverse osmosis is possible, but reverse diffusion is not possible. So these are some basic differences about the osmosis and diffusion. Let's see the osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure. It is the excess external pressure applied on solution side so that solvent molecule flows from solution to solvent side, or from high concentration to low concentration. Suppose here the process of osmosis takes place. Suppose we are taking here two solutions, solution 1 and solution 2, and here this semi-permeable membrane. Solution 2, here solution 1 we have taken. Here it is of low concentration, it is of high concentration. So normally in osmosis what happens, the solvent molecule moves from low concentration to high concentration. Solvent molecule moves from low concentration to high concentration to dilute this high concentrated solution. And when both solutions have the same concentration, then at that time the flow of molecules is in equilibrium. Now at this stage, when we apply pressure on this solution side, we apply pressure. Then by applying pressure, the process, the flow of solvent molecule can be stopped. The pressure required to stop the flow of solvent molecule through semi-permeable membrane is called as osmotic pressure. So osmotic pressure pressure, we can define excess external pressure. We are applying here external pressure, excess external pressure applied on solution, excess external pressure applied on solution to stop the flow of solvent molecule, to stop the flow of solvent molecule through semi-permeable membrane is called as osmotic pressure. The excess external pressure applied to the solution to stop the flow of solvent molecule through semi-permeable membrane is called osmotic pressure, and it is indicated by symbol pi. Pi is the symbol which showing osmotic pressure. And osmotic pressure, when number of molecules increases, there is excess requirement of osmotic pressure. The pressure required here, it is larger if the number of molecules in the solution increases. So the osmotic pressure is directly proportional to number of molecules, or depends on number of molecules. Directly proportional to number of molecules. So if directly it depends on number of molecules, then we know that those properties which dependent on number of molecules, the properties are called as colligative property. So osmotic pressure is a colligative property because it depends on number of molecules of the solute present. So osmotic pressure is a colligative property here. Okay, so here colligative property. So see here some laws of osmotic pressure. Now we know that osmotic pressure is a colligative property. Okay. So see here laws of osmotic pressure. Laws of osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure. See first law, Van 't Boyle's law. Van 't Boyle's law. What this law says? Van 't Boyle's law says that at constant temperature, this law is at constant temperature, osmotic pressure is inversely proportional to volume of substance, volume of solution. Osmotic pressure is inversely proportional to volume for 1 mole, and for n mole it is n upon V, inversely proportional to volume. Osmotic pressure is inversely proportional to volume. This is Van 't Boyle's law. See second law, that is Van 't Charles law. Van 't Charles law. Charles law is at constant volume. The Boyle's law, Van 't Boyle's law is at constant temperature, and this law is at constant volume. So at constant volume we know that Van 't Charles law, osmotic pressure is directly proportional to temperature at constant volume. The osmotic pressure is directly proportional to temperature here. So this is Van 't Charles law. If we remove this proportionality sign, then we get constant value here. So suppose here I am writing, so constant into n upon V. Here pi equal to constant into T. So these two laws of osmotic pressures shown here. See here Van 't equation for dilute solution. Van 't equation for dilute solutions. So Van 't equation for dilute solutions, by combining these two laws, first one here, the second law, by combining the two laws, we can write pi, that is osmotic pressure, is directly proportional to, for 1 mole, directly proportional to temperature and inversely proportional to volume. Directly proportional to temperature and inversely proportional to volume. So phi equal to, we can write constant into T upon V. Constant into T upon V. So pi equal to constant into T upon V, or we can write pi equal to constant, say R into T upon V. R into T upon V, or simply it can be written in this way, 1 upon V, or for number of moles N upon V into RT. We know that number of moles divided by volume is nothing but the concentration. Number of moles divided by volume is nothing but concentration. So it represents concentration. So we can write this equation pi equal to CRT, or N upon V into RT. So in this way, this equation is called as Ventov equation for dilute solution. This is important equation where we can write pi equal to N upon V into RT, or we can write pi equal to CRT. Ventov equation. Ventov equation for dilute solution. Let's see here. Ventov equation for dilute solution. Now the Ventov equation for dilute solutions, CRT. From this we can find out the molecular weight. So molecular weight, determination of molecular weight from osmotic pressure. Molecular weight from osmotic pressure, that is phi. So see, we can write that equation from Ventov equation for dilute solution. Pi equal to N upon V into RT. N, we know that number of moles equal to mass of solute upon molecular mass. So by replacing the term of N here, so M2 into RT upon M into V. M into V. We replace this term M. So pi equal to, we want the value of M. So M equal to M2 into RT upon pi into V. So this is the formula here. By knowing osmotic pressure, volume, R, value of T, and the weight, mass of the solute in grams, we know the molecular weight of the solute.